We all know that BMWs are not only expensive to purchase, but they're extremely expensive to maintain. When you look at a price list from a dealer for service, even things like an oil change are through the roof. But there's a very valid reason why. In today's video, we're going to demystify BMW and show you what a dealer does during a routine oil change on a BMW. Now for today's video, we're going to be giving you a high-level overview of the proper oil change process that the dealer does to F80 M3s. It's also a very similar process if you have a 328 or a 335. That being said, what we're going to do is we are going to put the car up in the air. As you can see, we are using a lift. Using a lift is going to make this process a lot easier, but if you have to use a jack and jack stands, that will work as well. So at this part of the process, I'm going to put the car up in the air a little bit. We're going to pop the hood. We're going to remove the hood for easy access, remove a couple other components, and then we'll take it from there. All right, so right now, before we take off the 13 mils, Gary's removing the windshield washer system, just so that we don't get water everywhere. While he's doing that, I'm gonna disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Okay, 10 mil, then push it down to the side. What I would recommend is take a microfiber towel, just loop it through here, so if anybody accidentally closes your trunk, it won't actually latch. All right, so for the next couple sections here, it's going to get quite involved. Gary's pulling off the strut brace. We're going to drain some of the coolant. We're gonna remove the cooler, take off the charge pipes, take off the Venturi intake. I have some paneling and some strut bracing up here, and then we'll continue from there. All right, so once you've dropped the transmission, it's now time to remove the engine. So at this time, we're going to use a cherry picker and we're going to pull it out from the top. Once the motor is removed, you're going to need to securely mount it to an engine stand. And then slide your favorite pan underneath. Now, when you're doing this, it's always a good idea to have a microfiber towel handy in case you spill a little oil. At this point, you can remove the cap completely, just like that, and put this in a safe location. Then at this point, you can remove the safety pin. Next, what you're gonna do is carefully rotate the engine assembly 180 degrees, like so. Oh, it's a little bit heavy. And then on now the top of the engine, there is the engine oil recirculation breather valve. You're going to need to remove this. And there it goes. All right, once all of the oil is drained, you can reinstall the vacuum circulation plug with a new crush washer. And then this is going to get torqued down to 24.9 Newton meters. All right. There we go. All right, at this point in the process, the engine is completely drained of oil. Now, it's very important that you don't fill it until the engine is in the car. And to do that, all you're gonna do is just follow the steps that we did to remove it and just follow them in the reverse order and reinstall the engine. Then once the engine is fully installed into the car, you want to go over your connections, make sure that everything is plugged in, make sure that you bleed the coolant system, you don't want any air in the line, and then you need to add 6.5 liters of BMW LL01 certified oil and a brand new oil filter. So as you can see, the process to do a simple oil change is actually extremely complex. You need specialty tools, knowledge, and a whole bunch of time. So when you consider the prices of what BMW charges for something like an oil change, really, it's a bargain. And if I can just leave you with one tip, don't wait while they do it. In In today's video, we're gonna show you how to do a proper oil change. I can't do it while smiling. No. All right, I gotta do it without laughing. That's the hard part. Just make sure that all of your connections are connected. Then you need to you bleed everywhere. So once the engine is fully installed, you need to bleed your coolant system. Once the engine is in the car, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you want to bleed the coolant system.